Well, hello there. Today I've already prepped my face with Yulay pre-shave oil. I got a new bottle. I prepped my face with the rest of the old bottle and threw that away, but that's what the bottle looks like, the new one there. And my razor today is going to be this twist to open. It's a gem clog-proof Micromatic razor. In there on its second use will be a Treet single edge blade. Right there. And my soap is going to be this. It is the Hercules variety soap of the gods, the Yulay Peach Bellini soap. And I've already lathered up a little Yulay brush. It's a synthetic brush. I've lathered the tips of those bristles. It's a little wet still. So I might just go ahead, even though it's wet, and put just a drop of water on it because I'm going to start trying to lather my face now, and I hope you're all doing well out there. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's pretty wet, but I wanted to make sure. Yeah, I am flinging water all over the place. So the lather might be, I guess I've erred on the side of dampness here. Very nice peach scent on this with a scent strength of, 3 or 4 out of 5. It's pretty strong scent, but I like it. And if you like the scent of peaches, this is one you'll like. And you know, these Yulay soaps come in 2 varieties. I think the other variety, excuse me, of all the same scents might be called Aquarius or something like that. I'll have to look that up. Sorry, I need to clear my throat again and get some coffee or something, I suppose. But I'll go ahead and start shaving here. I'll wet the razor. And I'll get started here. I'll leave a link to, I'll put a link to Yulay down below in the description. So here I go, past number 1 with the grain. I remember these Treet blades being pretty sharp. About a day's worth of growth here. Little Gillette slide here, diagonally. Okay, and then we'll rinse the razor. The closed comb version of this razor, I do have, well, I might be able to reach it here behind the camera if I can do so without jarring everything. I'm not using it today, but there is the open comb version of this razor. I'm fortunate to have found one of each there. And we'll keep going. I've also got sort of a brass plated one in there, similar, another open comb one. Okay, rinse the razor again. Twice as much rinsing to do with a single edge razor. That didn't take too long, but anyway. I like to cut out the part where it's just me and my bald head down there rinsing the razor. Well, I didn't wear a hat today. It might have made me look better, but I did kind of give myself a little haircut. Not much hair to cut, so I cut my own. Trim it anyway. And I'll go ahead and I'll keep talking to you for a minute while I rinse this razor this time, because it doesn't take that long to rinse the razor. And I know this probably drives people to distraction when I cut away from the rinsing 1 minute and don't the next time. I don't know. Yulay Peach Bellini. Soap of the Gods. And not the smoothest blade, but pretty sharp. Okay, now I'll do the transition. I hope I catch that in editing. Put the transitions where I say they will be and not where I don't say, or not where I say they won't be, right? I had a much smoother shave with a different single-edged blade the other day. I don't remember for sure what kind that was. I'd have to look back on my records. Yeah, I keep records. Well, I do these shave of the day photos like so many gentlemen and even a few ladies do. And if I go back and look over those, I got some irritation here, probably from the other day. Not the day I had the smooth blade, but a day when I overdid it or something, I don't know. Or a not so smooth blade or something. What was I talking about anyway? Oh yeah, I post shaves of the day in these Facebook shaving groups like a lot of people do. And I can go back over those, scroll through them and see what gear and products I've used over time. I'm going to pop right back in, freshly lathered for pass number 2 across the grain. Okay, it's time for that second pass across the grain. Get the camera to quit wiggling there, and here I go across the grain, excuse me. Lathered right in the little tin with that little brush, and it seems to work pretty well. And that brush works really well with this soap, or any Yulay soap, I think. Just a simple little synthetic starter brush, really, but it does the job. Well, I'm still here in this bathroom this week, and probably for several more weeks at least. I may be moving to another bathroom, so to speak. We'll see. Nothing is yet in writing, or nothing's etched in stone, you see. Alright. Okay. Under the chin now. Incidentally, a razor given to me by Randy Wright of Polar Shaving. He has a Facebook group and a YouTube channel, Polar Shaving. And he had sent me this and a Star razor, which is similar to a gem. And I had another one of these, but it was in just slightly less polished form. So I gave that away. The original one, which I had gotten on eBay, I gave that to somebody around here. Alright. Also, Randy had sent me a bunch of blades. Some of them were Treet blades, and this was my original thing of Treet blades that I bought online, and it was about empty. I kept it on the cardboard, or I mean on the paperboard backing here so that I could show it and display it when I was doing a shave of the day or whatever. But since this was about empty, I put the ones he sent me in here. I'm pretty sure this is one of those in the razor here. So yeah, thank you once again, Randy Wright from Polar Shaving. And let's see, I already rinsed the razor, so yeah, Randy's a pretty good guy, kind of a southern gentleman with a somewhat dry sense of humor. I believe Randy's wrestling out of Kentucky, so to speak. All right. I gotta be careful in the neck here. I'll just go light. I don't want to get too heavy-handed. This razor and this blade, kind of aggressive. The blade especially. The razor is just standard SE aggression, I guess you could call it. I'm just going to go real light and rinse the razor again. My neighbor across the hall, one of my good neighbors, moved out a few weeks ago, and I got him somewhat into this hobby. I gave him a duplicate razor. It was well, I ended up with two Merkur 34C HD razors. I gave one of those to him to start out with, and I ended up with two of the same Van Yulay soaps, the cherry tobacco. They might not have been the same variety, I can't remember now. One might have been Hercules and one might have been Aquarius or whatever, but they were similar enough that I gave him one of those to use. Well, it's time for me to pop out, pop back in again, and then we will do that third pass, which will be against the grain. Okay, it's time to begin that third against the grain pass here. I'll start on my neck this time. Quite a bit of feedback, audio feedback. Just to mix things up, I guess, I've been using a lot of single-edge razors lately, either gem or Schick type single-edge razors. Okay. All right, let's see, I'll begin here, I guess. Well, I really got myself the other day. A lot of irritation on my neck, and I need to try to use a lighter touch here. I forget what razor I was using when I got all this irritation. Actually, it might have been a fairly non-aggressive razor that I just went to town on my neck too much with, trying to achieve BBS to the nth degree. Another thing I've noticed is it bothers me a lot less to have visible irritation in this weather we've been having, which has been fairly chilly at night anyway, and I will put on a heavier coat and a scarf when I go outside. So the scarf kind of hides my neck. That and the fact that I don't really have a giraffe's neck anyway, not a real long neck, I don't think. So, yeah. I still have this tendency to try to go BBS, especially on what I deem to be my trouble spots, because that's what they are. They're spots that are difficult to get BBS for me. Okay, let's see here. Oop. It seems like on my face, you know, my face might get a little red, but it tends to get red no matter what I do or don't do. But it seems like I don't get much irritation on my face, but sure do on my neck, especially the lower I go on my neck. You can maybe see that there. And continue to the chin here. That little synthetic brush holds lather pretty well. All right. Yeah, fairly easy razor to rinse, and you can see what kind of blade gap there is there, I guess. Maybe you can get an idea there. Okay, I gotta be real careful going against the grain under my nose. I might cheat a little bit and kind of go more sideways, or I know it's easier when I go that direction as opposed to straight up, especially on this side over here. So I'm just going to very lightly, I do mean very lightly, do this. Because I don't want any weepers or bleeders under my nose. I'll call that third pass done, and I'll come back to you. I'll disappear and come right back, and then we'll do pickups. Okay, well, what time is it, kids? It's pickup time. There we go. Pickup time. Ooh, okay. There we go. It is pickup time. I like the little clock. Anyway, I'm easily entertained sometimes. Try to touch up the old neck here. Hopefully without going too crazy. I do have these trouble spots I was talking about. If I can get those without hurting myself. There's always one there. Right along the jawline and under the ear there, in that general area. Yeah, still haven't got it. Well, I think that's a little better now. Yeah, with this razor and this blade and kind of the condition my neck's already in, I ought to be careful. Pretty straight up shaving video this time. No celebrity pictures in the background or anything like that last video. Not too many people watched that last video, so maybe that should tell me something. Quit clowning around, Don, and just shave, right? Maybe. Well, let me rinse the razor and then do a bit of a slickness test here. I think I was already getting fairly good slickness, but it's kind of hard to tell also with this setup I have here today. But this might be turning out to be, well, wait a minute. As soon as I start to say something, I swear the universe or somebody, maybe just my own self-sabotage or something, tries to prove me wrong. Because part of this feels BBS, and then part of it, especially over here right now, where I'm trying to get this trouble spot a little bit better, but I'm not sure if that's going to work or not. But part of this on this side of my face especially felt more like a 4 out of 5 shave, whereas this side is feeling, except for some small areas, overall I'd say this side is feeling like a 5 out of 5 shave. Now of course when I pull the skin here I notice some more stubble, but then that's also how I get irritation sometimes. And that Van Yulay pre-shave oil and the soap is good. It's really making my skin feel good. And I'm one big advertisement for Van Yulay today, as you will see in just a moment. But first I'm going to rinse the razor, rinse the brush, rinse my face, and I'll come back with our good friend Mr. Towel. Let's hear it for our good friend Mr. Towel. Whew. Oh yeah. Towel still smells nice from when I washed it. And it's pretty soft. It has Downy in it. The Downy that was mixed with the Tide detergent. I mean, it came in the Tide detergent. I'm using powdered detergent now for some reason. Not that I have anything against liquid detergent, but I'm kind of old-fashioned, I guess. Sometimes. Which might explain why I enjoy this hobby so much. Yeah, except for a little bit over here, great shave, and any problems I've had, I think I'll blame on the razor and the blade, and maybe the combination thereof. And then the Van Yulay products really are kind of a saving grace. They, I don't know if they can make up for 1,000 sins, but they can make up for maybe 1 or 2 big ones, I'm not sure. Anyway, I'll do a little recap and then I'll put the finishing touches on the shave here. Off camera beforehand, I prep my face with Van Yulay pre-shave oil, which I do recommend. I recommend all this stuff today, except maybe this blade and razor combination. This brand of blades and this razor. Never mind. Let's see. My razor, though, I keep talking about my razor. It was this Gem Micromatic straight bar closed comb, twist to open, if I can get this to open. Oh, great. Oh, I'm turning it the wrong way, duh. Blade's starting to look a little rusty, but it was only on its 2nd use. I think I might ditch it after this. Some people have better luck with these blades than I do. On its 2nd use, a Treet blade, but I think one of these might come in more handy when I have more growth on my face and neck. Today there was 1 day's worth of growth, and I've been having some very close and pleasant shaves overall lately, so sometimes 1 day's worth of growth is not much for me, especially if I've had a very nice shave the night before. Well, let's see, am I forgetting anything? Yeah, I almost forgot. The soap was the Soap of the Gods Hercules variety of Van Yulay's Peach Bellini soap, and I applied that with this, it's just a starter brush, but it's a nice little synthetic brush made by Monica Gillum over there at Van Yulay. So, nice little brush, very nice for lathering out of those tins. And now I'm going to reach for the Van Yulay Aftershave Splash Peach Bellini. I got these in a little gift set, all of these. Or most of these Van Yulay products. And I'll go ahead and put a little bit of that in my hands. Probably too much, but I think a little bit of this goes a long way. So I'll get that going there. I'll put a little on the wrists, a little behind the ears, on the temples, back of the neck. And there's no alcohol in this, and there's some witch hazel in this too. So unless you really, really want to use some witch hazel separately, you don't have to. No sting, no alcohol. Just a nice splash, and perfect for this shave especially. Okay, I'll put the lid back on and show you that one more time. The Yulay Peach Bellini aftershave splash. And finally, I'm going to finish up over here. I have the Yulay Peach Bellini aftershave balm, which also has very nice natural ingredients in it. And I don't know if it has any, well, it's got a lot of neat things. Tea tree oil and things like that. So, okay, I'll put a little bit in on my fingertips there. That's probably enough or more than enough. And, oh, that's nice. Very nice way to finish what would otherwise not be that great of a shave. And again, I don't blame the Yulay products. I blame, maybe it was just, maybe I just didn't have enough growth on my face to justify using such a sharp blade as those Treets, which I'll show you one more time, are, in my opinion. And your mileage may vary. It may vary a ton. I don't know, but these for me tend to be very sharp and not very smooth. But that's fine. They have their place. They're not terrible products. That's it. I'm done. I hope you all enjoyed this one more time for the Peach Bellini Yulay aftershave balm. I don't know if I showed you that again, but there you go. Now I feel better. I got to get out of here. Bye. Peace.